You've been to school. You know what projection is. They call you and me gay. I mean, even if we were gay or not gay, it's none of their fucking business. And secondly, what difference does it make? It just shows their basic intolerance and their stupidity. But the truth of the matter is, whenever they go to Dayton, it's men, 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 men. You know, Joe, when they were planning on going to Dayton, I don't know if it was, the dog man, but somebody was planning on having a mutual, motel rooms that were adjacent to each other. I mean, Joe, come on. And then they wanted a secret door between Unit A and Unit B where you couldn't, And then their wife's not at home. Their wife is at home where they usually relegate her, Joe, to watching TV. The poor woman, she's isolated with these hamsters, these old men. And then, oh no, they wouldn't be gay because they've been married 45 years, just like K1LEM says, I've been married 35 years. well, good for you, but that doesn't really answer the question, does it, Tommy? No. But anyway, Joe, they never really seem to get to the meat of the issue because they're not smart enough to penetrate. Oh, by the way, I noticed last night, I don't know if you noticed, there was an anointing on the frequency. There was an elevation and an anointing. Dan, the dog man, Dan, RSY, was elevating the resident intellectual and moralist, KC2GRU, the Dookie, to official status within their group as moralist and intellectual on the frequency. So, by the way, now he has Duke, KC2GRU, he has his PhD in moralism and of all things good. So Dan did that last night. He elevated him to that level. I just thought you'd like to know so that you can bow down when you hear that gravelly old voice come on. Over.
Yeah. Well, when you said that, I said, if it was ever a case where we were looking for a prototypical example of an individual or a description of something, Dookie is the description of useful idiot. Useful idiot. There is a person out here who's probably listening.
Poster child for what not to do with your life.
Useful idiots. He did it on other bands, and he likes these guys that are really low spectrum. I mean, really low spectrum at the very bottom. And he spins them up and he points them in the direction of his enemies, and he just uses them. He uses useful idiots. And if there,
he's a Dookie user.
If there's a new hamster radio license manual, we could have a little section on there on useful idiots. We could have a picture of Dookie, because Dookie fits the perfect description of useful idiot. Let's see, I wrote something else down here. What the heck was it? Oh, yeah, the Dayton thing. Well, there was a ham once upon a time for Dayton. What do they call the stupid thing? Hamvention? I don't know. 2016 Hamvention in Dayton. Once upon a time, there was a certain ham in Wisconsin, and not the one you're probably thinking of, not Tom. Larry, the Wisconsin Larry, he fashions himself as a high roller, and he had been saying about 3 months, that he is going to Dayton, and he has reserved a hospitality suite at one of the local flea bag hotels, and he was inviting all of his hamster friends, and they were going to end a lot of the reps from like ICOM and Yazoo and all the reps, the big reps, not these little piddly guys like I make antennas in my garage. I'm talking about the big reps that show up at Dayton. And Larry was going to invite them all to this hospitality suite. And now the hospitality suite, if you're familiar with them, usually it's almost like an open bar type hors d'oeuvre, things like that, where everybody rubs elbows and talks about things that they're trying to communicate that they can't communicate during with other normal channels because you'll probably be recorded. But anyway, Larry was putting his big dog on, and it was going to be quite a thing, and he was telling the dog man that you need to show up and invite all your friends, and of course if there's free food, and more importantly, free liquor, they're all going to be there. Well, unfortunately, just as a quirk of luck, as the man in Wisconsin was leaving to go to the Hamvention, he was going down the driveway. If you could believe this, Whitney, it was so amazingly, just unbelievable how things happen. He was going out the driveway, down the driveway, to go to the airport, and his phone rang, and he had to cancel the whole thing. Can you imagine that? Had to cancel the whole thing, canceled the hotel, canceled the hospitality suite, so the whole thing was off right at the last minute. It was an amazing thing. Very, very sad. Dan was very, very disappointed. K1LEM, AC9MV.
Oh yeah, I know, and I'm getting to know Daniel George Cherovich, the side of him, so that I can parody him. Of course, these people in the prison don't know what parodying is, but I've listened to him enough in his repetitions and what's in his head. You see, what he's got, Joe, are these repetitious ideas that come to him over and over and over again. It's like people that come on here and criticize you and me, and they say the same old things like, gully. But do you and I do that? No, because we're alive. We're not zombies. You know, our brains are still functional. Theirs are not. You know, it's like something that got up out of the grave and gully.